Good morning and welcome to another edition of Lovin Daily with me, Chris Perugine, joined by my lovely co-host, Paula Kaupi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So let's start with the headlines today. We've got a lot to go through from yesterday's news. So Malta yesterday got its first tourists as some restaurants are starting to succumb to the economic crisis. There were also fresh calls for the Attorney General to resign following the PANAMA advice he allegedly gave to the police. Junior Minister Rosianne Cutajar has broken her silence to not say whether she's going to respond, or actually to say she's not going to respond to the allegations that she had an affair with Yorgen Fenech, the prime suspect in the killing of Daphne Caruana Galizia. Malta could be getting 21 new speed cameras, we'll talk a bit about that as well, and Valletta FC has reported Floriana FC over serious claims surrounding their UEFA license. So let's get straight to it. Paula, what happened yesterday at the airport?
L-ewwel passiġġieri minn l-ewwel turisti waslu Malta, l-ewwel titjira minn Ruma u naħseb min jaf kemm ħassewhom speċjali meta sabu minn ministri jistennew mhux jgħidulhom jilqgħu f'pajjiżna. Kellhom VIP treatment u jalla jmorru lura pajjiżhom u jisaqsu aktar nies biex jiġu jħajru aktar nies biex jiġu Malta fil-fatt huwa stmat skont il-Ministru tat-Turiżmu li f'pajjiżna ħajrnexxilna niġbru madwar 700,000 turist din is-sena u b'xi mod ħankunu qegħdin insalvaw is-settur turistiku wara COVID. Ironikament l-ewwel titjira minn Ruma waslet tard, però da jidher li kien tort ta' xi proċeduri ta' sigurtà addizzjonali li kien hemm ukoll fl-airport ta' Fiumicino u milli jidher din hija trend ta' dawk kollha li ħajsifru li ħajesperjenzaw iktar checks minħabba l-COVID u għalhekk l-Armata tappella biex kull min għandu titjira jinsa li jasal 20 minuta qabel tiftaħ il-gate tasal satejn u nofs qabel biex tlaħħaq iċ-checks kollha. Interessanti wkoll il-fatt li l-kunċett li l-carry-on miegħek donnu jinqata' għal-inqas għalissa ma sax nifhem il-carry-on x'għandu x'qasam mal-COVID imma l-Malta qalet li ħadd tkun qed tiġbor il-carry-ons kollha b'xejn u li se jitħallew biss fuq l-ajruplan handbags, laptop bags u man bags. Ma nifhimx il-raġuni xjentifika wara għedi però nħallu f'idej l-esperti u jgħidulna huma.
Yesterday as well, we had news that another restaurant has succumbed to the economic crisis. Tuk-Tuk has closed its Valletta outlet. It's going to remain open at Caribtree, but we're starting to feel the economic effects of not having many tourists. So I think it's really important that the airport has opened yesterday, and now we'll see how things progress from there. We also had Loft Cafe closing its doors this week, the restaurant owned by Keith Gembry's wife, and we also on the plus side we have a new restaurant reopening, Sunrise Hot Dogs in Sweetie. And another piece of positive news, yesterday we only had one new case of coronavirus and several recoveries to the point that we now only have 15 active cases. So yeah, let's hope this progress keeps coming. So we'll move on to the next story. Yesterday, as we know, there was a public inquiry. There was in the murder of Daphne Caruana Galizia, and the person who was testifying was Ian Abdillah, who was the former head of the Economic Crimes Unit. And it was a bit of a horrific situation because the judges were absolutely stunned at some of his responses, including for example, that he hadn't even questioned Keith Gembry or Conrad Mitzi about the secret Panama companies. It painted a picture of a very under-resourced police force, also maybe a police force that is quite unwilling to investigate politicians. But one piece of information came out from former Judge Joseph Said Pulicino, who asked Ian Abdillah about whether about a piece of written advice by the Attorney General to the police to go slow on the Panama investigation so as not to cause turbulence in the country. Now, it must be said, Ian Abdillah was quite dismissive of this in the sense that he said he doesn't remember this. The Attorney General Peter Grech has actively denied it, but that didn't stop lawyer Jason Azzopardi and MP Jason Azzopardi and civil rights group Republica, civil society group Republica, from calling for the AG's resignation, I guess for reiterating their calls for for his resignation. What do you make of this, Paula? How was...
Ifimni, il-fat li għandek jiena brelat u l-AG li għedin jajdu li jirsima dal-advice ma jeżistix imma xorta għandek il-ġejx nasa Parti Repubblika li din jajdu bċertezza kważi li teżisti tħawat l-imħuħ u then again hija biċċa informazzjoni oħra illi nispera u nixtieq li fil-futur qarib ikonna konferma tal-eżistenza tagħha jew le għaliex jisu kulħadd jitfa' dak l-statuses u iktar jitħawdu n-nies, iktar titħawat l-istorja u l-kobba u naħseb u vol ħada naf daw l-allegazzjonijiet jekux vera jew le. Interessanti il-fatt li Ian Abdilla meta mistoqsi dwar għal xiex għadhom ma tellawx, per esempio, konna admizzi u kiċ Kembri biex ikunu investigati fuq Panama Papers, Ian Abdilla għal illi wieħed jittella għal questioning, wieħed jisir konxju li tiġi investigat la darba tinġabar biżejjed evidenza. L-istess għal illi kellhom ħafna investigazzjonijiet għaddejn u ta' eżempju bl-isem ta' investigazzjoni. Ġifieri il-kunċett kollu li dan id-dipartiment jimxi fuq ċertu livell qawwija ta' segretezza biex wieħed ma jkunx jaf li tiġi investigat u anke għaw prassi li meta inti wieħed jinduna li hemm xi każ ta' economic fraud, money laundering, whatever, m'għandekx dak li jkun tal-irtjaħ li isma' ħad tiġi investigat, ma nistax nifhem kif dis seduta saret quddiem il-medja. Ġifieri isek għandek patri u mar quddiem il-medja u qed jgħidilhom x'qer dak u li ieħor meta nafu li mhux suppost tiġi. Ġifieri din isper tiġi ċarata minn xi ħadd forsi jserħilna moħħna li l-investigazzjoni jitgħalqu f'dak il-każ mela konna admizzi u kiċ kemm li mhumiex ħajkunu majta biex għall-mistoqsijiet, ġifieri then again. Ħafna question marks wara seduta bħal di kellu bżonn ikun hemm sistema fejn joħroġ xi ħadd xi uffiċjal xi ħaġa jgħidlek isma' aħna ħadna dal-pass il-medja daħlet, il-medja ma daħletx minħabba dawn ir-raġunijiet. Għax then again ħankomplu nżidu l-spekulazzjonijiet u nħawdu l-imħuħ.
Yeah, I think it's really good that we have a public inquiry and that it's public. I see your point. In fact, yesterday there was, I think Ian Abdilla also said that Carl Cini of Nexia BT, the case is almost done and he might not be charged with perjury, which is something that probably shouldn't be said in an inquiry. However, I think one thing that the public inquiry really highlights very clearly is that there's so much corruption, allegations, so many levels to this murder, that the systems we have in place to investigate them are simply not enough. It's very clear that there is a big need for a Europol joint investigative team or something of that level, an umbrella investigation where we're not, one magistrate investigating 17 Black, one magistrate investigating Magbridge, one magistrate investigating the murder, and you've got this, not enough sharing of information. The scale is massive. We see this as journalists as well, that it's so difficult to keep up with what's going on. And I think, even if the people in the police force really wanted to get to the bottom of these cases, the resources and the structures might not lend themselves to a successful conclusion. But let's move on to the next story.
Historikament problema ta' Malta. Jalla jinbidlu u dejjem nimprovjaw l-istorja li miss Times of Malta l-bira they address the elephant in the room, memx monti kif tajda u saqsew lil Rosianne Cutajar dwar allegazzjonijiet li Junior Minister kellu affair ma' Yorgen Fenech. Rosianne Cutajar ma paxxitomx u bagħtithom isaqsu lil min ħarreġ l-allegazzjonijiet jekkux vera jew le. Hija vera kwistjoni awkward u anka naħseb il-ġurnalisti ħossu awkward isaqsi ċerti mistoqsijiet. Il-Prim Ministru l-bieraħ ukoll kien mistoqsi dwar dawn allegazzjonijiet fejn ta' indikazzjoni li ma jkun hemm l-ebda reżenja tan-nies li jissemmew jekk ikunu identifikati u jekk din allegazzjoni tkun ikkonfermata. Ma ovvjament naħseb ħossu skomdu wkoll li qed jiġi affaċċjat dawn it-tip ta' mistoqsijiet.
I think, sexual affairs are something that's quite taboo in the Maltese media. In fact, I think the only person who used to write about them was Daphne Caruana Galizia, and it's significant that it's her son who revealed this affair and didn't even go as far as to name Rosianne. However, he's a junior minister, right? And there's only one female junior minister, it's Rosianne. I think the fact that she's refusing to deny this the way Julia Farrugia did, the way Silvia Schkem, I think it is an admission from her part as far as an admission can go. What's also interesting is that Robert Abela has defined the line of acceptability as being did you continue a relationship after Yorgen Fenech was a murder suspect. Now, the reality is when he was a murder suspect, he was arrested. There's no way this could have realistically continued. So I think that's a bit of a get out of jail free card for Rosianne Cutajar. I personally think that it's not acceptable to not give a proper account of your relationship with this person when there is this allegation, and ultimately beyond the sexual affair, I mean that's not so much anyone's business, perhaps. Although with politicians, there are issues of trust and other things that come into it. But I think the issue is people knew that Yorgen Fenech was the owner of 17 Black. Rosianne knew that he was the owner of 17 Black. The reason Robert Abela, I think, cannot have the same benchmark as Adrian Delia, who's saying, I didn't know Yorgen Fenech after 17 Black, is because the Labour Party under Joseph Muscat had normalized this relationship with people like Keith Schembri and Conrad Mizzi to the point that how do you now say Rosianne should step down for knowing Yorgen Fenech when they all knew and were very close to Keith Schembri and Conrad Mizzi, who were also implicated in 17 Black. So it's a bit of a mess. I don't think this is the last we're going to hear of this, but I wonder what you think about this.
Pjaċir li l-standards etiċi dal-aħħar sparaw il-fuq, ġifiri l-benchmark ta' xinu konsidrat aċċettabbli jew le jekk tirreżignax jew le mill-Parlament laħqu livelli li naħseb dal-pajjiż qatt marhom. Però rridu noqogħdu attenti li jekk ħanollu l-benchmark daqshekk u naraw isma' min qed jorqod ma' min u liem politiku huwa lejali lejn il-mara jew lejn ir-raġel jew liem politiku marki l-kirxa ma' dak il-businessman jew ħanispiċċaw bla Parlament. Għaliex nassumi illi kulħadd xi darba oħra ħareġ jikol ma' Yorgen Fenech mill-ġiex naħat tal-Kamra. Ġifieri Yorgen Fenech qabel da kollu kien businessman, wieħed mill-ikbar businessman ta' pajjiżna naħseb jekk iċempillek u kien jgħidlek ejja mmorru niklu ikla, sabi kont tkun eċitatu tgħidilha jaf min jien. Jiġifieri dal-pajjiż għandna problema fejn kulħadd jaf il-businessman u l-politiċi huma ħaġa waħda għaliex il-businessman ovvjament isiru l-best friends tal-politiċi tal-ministri tal-ġurnata. Imma mbagħad meta jinqala xi ħaġa kisu kulħadd jiskandalizza ruħu. Fil-fatt, Glenn Bedingfield qal fil-Parlament il-bieraħ li jisma' Adrian Delia għandu x'jisemmi l-MPs li tkarbu għall-Kamra l-Hilton li marru d-dar ta' Yorgen Fenech. Ġifieri irridu niddeċiedu bħala pajjiż, bħala Parlament fejn hu il-benchmark tal-etika. Ħajjoħroġ il-Commissioner jgħid isma' daqshekk ma jistax ikun il-politiċi u l-businessmen ikunu best friends u jtellgħu ir-ritratti Instagram u l-istu jsifru flimkien u għandhom il-businesses flimkien li mhux suppost jew kollox orrajt ħaj toqgħodux tiskandalizzaw ruħkom meta nsiru nafu li daw ħaġa waħda. Għal-ġudikatur għandhom limitazzjonijiet. Wasal iż-żmien li l-eżekuttiv ukoll ikolda limitazzjonijiet?
It's a great discussion. I'm sure you'll continue discussing it in the comments below, but we've got to move on to the next stories. So Malta could be getting 21 new speed cameras. There are 21 applications from local councils like Birgu, Ormi, Zabbar, Zaytun. Anyway, there's a long list. Your village is probably in there. And I think this is quite good because, you've got last year alone, we had 16 people die of traffic accidents. We know how bad the traffic situation is in Malta. And I think it's something for the new police commissioner as well to start tackling. I remember interviewing... he's got a lot to do list. I remember interviewing Joseph Muscat in 2016, I believe, or 2017, where he promised these draconian measures to start tackling the traffic problem. There probably was an accident the day before and he wanted to to pretend he's doing something about it. These never really happened, but I think it's it's good that we start doing something about it. What's your relationship with speed cameras?
I'm not the biggest fan, mhux għax inkun għandi bil-180 għax għandi karozza Magna 10, so ma nistax nitla 180, pero jiena joqtluni n-nies li b'speed limit ta' 80 xin jaraw il-kamera jafsu l-breki għaw 20 u kważi jifqaw kek tkun warajhom. Żgur nafu x'ħadd li għamilha di u nafu kemm hi perikoluża. Ma nafx li speed cameras xjentifikament ġewx provati li huma soluzzjoni biex jonqsu l-imwiet fuq it-triq m'iniex esperta jekk dak kull każ naqbel mal-introduzzjoni tagħhom, però l-esperjenza tiegħek ta' rajt accidents għax in-nies jibrekjaw f'salt milli rajt accidents għax jittajru n-nies triq fejn hemm speed camera. Issa naraw. Neqilbu s-suġġett kompletament qed nerġa' nitkellmu fuq il-futbol. Narġa' nagħmel id-disclaimer tas-soltu illi lan segwi futbol lokali u internazzjonali lan nifhem fih u lanqas jinteressani nifhem fih u bekk l-opinjoni tiegħi hija mhux biased, u ma jistax tkun biased u ma jisponserjani l-ebda klabb. Disclaimer. Valletta FC il-bieraħ dikjarat fuq Facebook li se titlob il-MFA tinvestiga lil Florjana biex tinvestiga l-mod kif Florjana kisbet il-liċenzja mill-UEFA, liċenzja li 6 clubs f'pajjiżna għandhom u mill-lider din-liċenzja tħallik tikkompeti fuq skala internazzjonali. Florjana ħarġu jgħidu li dawn huma ċuċati bażikament li dawn l-allegazzjonijiet folots u li ħażommhom accountable għal kwalunkwe danni li kkawżaw bl-investigazzjoni tagħhom. Jinġis nigustom illi għadin jaħlu daqsek enerġija pika bejnietom il-Belt u l-Furjana, tipo biex wieħed neħi l-licenzja tal-ieħor, tipo guys, mhux aħjar din enerġija taħluha biex tinvestu fiktar żgħażagħ u tfal fil-klabb biex forsi meta nużaw din liċenzja u morru nilagħbu barra ma' pajjiż ieħor ma naqgħux għar-redikolu. This is stupid għalija dil-ġiliet u dil-pikak.
I think what's interesting is Valletta had said that it was considering, I think even Birkikara had said that they were considering legal action about Floriana winning the cup this year because it was done because of COVID over a table instead of, it was a vote instead of in the ground. But I don't think that was done, and I think that's why it's interesting. You know, they seem to be taking a different tack and focusing on the UEFA license. Just to be clear, the UEFA license is not just something you pay for. It is something you pay for, but there are certain conditions that you have to meet as well. Just to give an example, you've got to pay your players on time regularly. You know, so it seems that Valletta is pointing at some sort of breaches in regard to these conditions. So. We'll see what the outcome of this is, and we'll see MFA's reaction. I expect something coming out of them today. Just to wrap things up as well, before we close the show, there was also a tragic story this morning of a woman who lost her life in a fire in Hamrun. It seems to be the owner of an establishment that caught fire. So our thoughts are with her family and friends, and we'll update you tomorrow on any more information we have about that. I think that's it from us. Paula.
Keep the discussion going, comment section, narawhom il-messaġġi tinkwetawx u jgħinuna diskussjonijiet tal-għada.
That's it from Lovin Daily. Hope you have a day full of love.
Ciao.